Hello and welcome to the video. If you're new here, my name's Caroline and it's so nice to meet you. In this video, I'm going to be giving you my best 10 tips for shuffling at music festivals. I've accumulated these tips from my personal experience dancing at festivals. If you've never shuffled at a music festival before, or if you have and you just feel like you can't really awaken like a deep, intimate flow, or you're dealing with some self-doubt, limiting beliefs, this is the perfect video for you. So let's get going. Just to break down the layout of the video, I'm going to be giving you 5 tips for before you even step foot to the festival, and then 5 tips for when you are at the festival. Got it? Got it. So the first tip, and one of the most important tips that I can probably suggest, is that confidence is key. Without confidence, without being confident in your moves and your dancing, it's going to show. And if you're not confident, you're not going to be as likely to want to dance and want to get out there and express yourself. So I'm not only going to give you tips, I'm going to give you actionable ways that we can work through that confidence. And the first one is to get clear on your shuffle purpose. What I mean by that is get clear on why you shuffle. Ask yourself, why am I shuffling? Why do I love it? Getting clear on that is going to push aside all of the negative self-talk, limiting beliefs. Because for example, let's say, you shuffle just to express yourself, just for an outlet of creativity, just to have fun. Or let's say it's on the other end and you shuffle to release a lot of feelings you're having, work through some trauma, embrace healing, whatever it is. I want you to remember that purpose whenever you're starting to feel that confidence going down a little bit. Because if you just go back to your shuffle intention, to your shuffle purpose, it's going to give you the bigger picture. Get clear on why you shuffle and keep that in your head, because that's going to be what keeps you going. That's going to be why you're there. You're not there for any other reason but your why. And this leads me to my next tip, which is to structure your shuffle sessions with a mindful approach. One way to structure your shuffle sessions is to go into it with a plan. Ask yourself, what is my intention with this shuffle session? I preach all the time to people. Go into your sessions with an intention, because having an intention is going to relieve all of that stress and worry and anxiety and fear and all of those things if you have an intention, because your intention is clear. So you know what you're going in there to do. And just remember, if your intention is to have no intention, that's still an intention. Another way that we can really structure our shuffle sessions is to be consistent. I know you hear it all the time. I know, but be consistent. This is going to seriously help you so much when you're out there shuffling, because I'm saying this as a sister, as a friend. If you practice once a month or not that much, it's going to be really hard for you to get to a festival and then just be able to like whip out all of these intricate moves and get in a really deep flow if you're not practicing. So practice. When I used to work my 8 to 5, I didn't have a lot of time to shuffle, because after 5, you get home, it's like 5:30, you gotta walk the dogs, you gotta eat, you gotta shower, you gotta do things, and then like the day's over, right? So my only time if I really wanted to shuffle and give it my all was at 5 in the morning. 5 in the morning. Did I enjoy waking up at 4:45 to go? No, didn't. But I did it because I was so dedicated. I wanted to be at a certain level for EDC, and I really think that paid off. If you want it, you just have to fight for it. You have to do what you want to do deep down. And you have to actually go for it, Okay, the last little tier inside of structuring your shuffle session is to work on trusting yourself inside of your session. And what I mean by this is to not rely on those mirrors, because those mirrors are not going to be at that festival. So remove the mirrors a couple weeks before, right? Because trusting yourself while you shuffle is going to just go with you as you go. If you trust yourself in your own little studio, you're gonna trust yourself out and about. So remove those mirrors, don't rely on them, and that's gonna be such a help. Okay, tip number 3 is to set challenges for yourself leading up to the festival. This is something that I did. I set a 3-month challenge where I gave myself like strategic things that I wanted to work on each week leading up to the week of EDC. And I did it. I held myself accountable, and it helped so much. One of the things that really helped me with that challenge was because it was fun. You want to set a realistic challenge for yourself, but it's fun because you're so excited for the festival, right? Like you get those pre-festival like fun feeling, That was a really good way that pushed me. And I have a little surprise for you. I created a challenge. It's an 8-week challenge. It'll be in the description. It's free, very tangible. Festival season is here. So this is perfect, especially if you're attending EDC with me. We can do the challenge together. All right, so tip number 4 is to form a relationship with your flow. What I mean by this is to think about your flow as an actual relationship like you would have with a partner or a friend. If we form a relationship with our flow, we are going to be more graceful with it. We are going to be more gentle and more nurturing. Forming that relationship with your flow is going to really help that mind and body connection, which is something I talk about a lot on this channel, like inside of my tutorials. Mind and body connection, relationship with your flow, it's kind of all the same thing in a way. If you form a relationship with your flow in the studio and the gym, you're going to bring it along with you to your festival, and it's going to help you beat that self-sabotage, beat that low confidence like we talked about in the beginning. All right, next tip. Tip number 5 is to practice to the artist you will see. So familiarity is so important when it comes to dance. If we hear a song or an artist that we love, we're gonna remember that when we're actually seeing that in person, and you're gonna be shuffling and you're gonna remember all of those hard times that you worked your booty off. Make a playlist of those artists, of your favorite songs, of whatever. Put it in a playlist leading up to your festival and title the playlist like EDC 2023 or whatever, and it's gonna light you up and it's just gonna make you push, push, push. Okay, now we're gonna move on to my next 5 tips for everything you need to know for when you step foot to the festival. So tip number 6, prioritize feeling comfortable. This is very important, and I feel like this is kind of like an obvious one, but when I first started shuffling at festivals, I was not taking this advice. So I'm just gonna leave this here. If you're not feeling comfortable before you even step out of your house, you're not going to be comfortable shuffling. Okay, I'm gonna read that again. If you're not feeling comfortable before you even step out of your house, you're not gonna be comfortable shuffling. This is something like I wish I would have taken my own advice, because when I first started going to festivals, I would show up in like the tiniest little outfits. They're cute, but they're so tiny. And then I would go dance and I would be worried about like my booty coming out, my tops coming out, and just all the things that it made it really hard for me to get in my groove and get in my zone. Wear what you are comfortable wearing. If you don't care about slip outs, honestly, props to you. Another tip that I have inside of being comfortable is to bring layers, because you can take photos, you can start out the day kind of like with whatever, but if you add some layers, you might feel more comfortable dancing. Pashminas are good. Put tights on under, if you have like a leotard on, put tights under that, or bring a t-shirt. I have done that, and I usually end my nights in a t-shirt because it just allows me to dance. If you're in the same boat, I highly suggest doing this. It has been such a game changer for me and my comfort level at music festivals. So also shoes. Let's talk about shoes, because I've gotten so many comments on my TikTok of people asking me, can I wear platforms while shuffling? You can do whatever you want. Do I suggest that? No, because that's just like asking for a broken ankle in my opinion. I would never shuffle in tall platform shoes, but again, to each their own. I just don't want you to break your ankle, because that is very likely in tall shoes. So yeah, I wear Nike Air Max 97s. They are amazing. I love them. They also have like that reflector on the side, so it's nice at a festival. It does the job. There's a lot of other shoes out there, but wear something comfortable. Try and stay away from blisters. Do yourself a favor and just be comfortable. Another way that I really think will help you be comfortable is to wear a fanny pack instead of a big backpack. Now, I know this might be hard if you are going by yourself and you don't have other people that have the backpack and you can share water or whatever, which just be selective about sharing water with people, but you know, whatever. Thankfully, every time I've been to a festival, I've been with a group and I can get away with not wearing a hydration pack and I can just share with my friends. And it's really nice to just throw on a fanny pack, because dancing with a fanny pack is so much easier than dancing with a backpack. I have experienced both of them, and I can say dancing with a fanny pack is 100 times easier than dancing with a backpack. Just something to keep in mind. It is all just accessories. Wear what's going to allow you to express yourself the most, because that's the most important thing. Okay, tip number 7 is to protect your energy. What do I mean by this? Well, it's simple. I mean to protect your energy by being very selective with your rave group. I have heard stories of some people who say that their rave group made fun of them for shuffling or just didn't hype them up and they didn't feel comfortable. If you ever feel like that, I highly suggest you to just sort of like reevaluate, because there are people out there that would never ever make you feel like that. So just let's stay away from that bad energy. We don't need that, you know? And you don't need a shuffle rave group to shuffle. Like my rave group that I usually go with, they don't shuffle for like, you know, their job like I do. It's really nothing more than they're just there to have a good time. And that's really nice because they've always been so supportive. They hype me up, they shuffle with me. Protect your energy, surround yourself with people that are nothing but supportive. So okay, let's move on to the next tip, which is tip number 8. Dancing with other shufflers is one of the best ways to grow. So dancing with other shufflers helps you grow internally and externally. Internally, you're going to experience just pure bliss, and externally, it's really going to push you because your adrenaline is going to be like going crazy. And when our adrenaline is going, that is a great way to push ourselves because we sort of lose aspect of time and we push ourselves past that limit that we normally would when it's just us by ourselves. Dancing with other shufflers also gets you out there in the community and allows you to make friends, and it takes the whole shuffle experience to the next level. Those are relationships that you will always hold close to your heart, and it's just a really magical experience. So put yourself out there, shuffle with the community. If you don't know where to find shufflers, I highly recommend going to the back. I usually never see shufflers up tight in the front, like in a tight little crowd, because it's just hard to shuffle up there. So go to the back. There's always dancers back there. And I don't know why, but the vibes at the back are like the vibes, you know. Allow yourself to breathe, to have room to dance, to do your thing. I also really encourage you to join a shuffle circle at least once. I have done it a couple of times, and it's a really cool, insane feeling that, like I said, it's just adrenaline just going crazy. But if you're scared, do it at least once. There was this time, aside from the shuffle circle, there was this time at EDC Las Vegas at K5, which was Cascade and Deadmau5 for the first time ever. And I was in my zone shuffling by myself, and this guy just came up and just started shuffling with me. Like, we didn't even talk. He just literally came up and just started shuffling with me. And it was just like this really magical experience that I still remember to this day. Just getting to share that energy with someone, and energy expands in those moments and it just radiates just love and positivity. And so I will always remember that moment. These are the reasons that you should shuffle with people, because you'll just always think about that. And when you hear that song come on or you dance to it later, like, it'll just touch you in all of the feels, you know? So do that. Do that. All right, tip number 9 is to nourish your body physically and mentally. It is easy when you're at festivals to kind of forget about this, but nourish your body, put good nutrients in it, because that is going to allow you to shuffle so much more efficiently. It's going to give you energy, natural energy, and it's going to be a really healthy way for you to sustain your shuffling at a festival. So put good nutrients in your body. Stretch every now and then, because your body is going to be in pain. I have sat in a straddle at a set before and just stretched, and I'm telling you, stretching at a festival is like life-changing. Another way to really nurture your body is to save your energy. Take it from personal experience. I have shown up to a festival and shuffled my booty off in the first like 2-3 hours, that by sunset I'm like exhausted and I'm dead and my legs hurt. Save your energy, because as the night go on, you know, the energy is going to be like crazy and you're going to want to shuffle, but you're going to be tired. So save your energy. Just be mindful. And this leads me to my last tip, which is to document your journey shuffling at that festival. Be in the moment, but every now and then get a video of you shuffling. Something that I do, I'll ask my boyfriend Ashton, like, hey, if you see me out there and you know I'm like in my moment, please record me. And I'm so thankful for that, because these moments, the videos that I have of me shuffling at a festival, are so dear to my heart, and I will remember them forever because I have that video. So document. This is a great way to also look at it, you when you leave, and ask yourself, okay, how can I continue to grow? What do I want to work on before my next festival? And you'll have this footage to look on and to sort of like review and all of those things. So that wraps up all of my tips. At the end of the day, it is just dance, and I don't want you to take it too seriously. Dance was created a long time ago. The reason it was created was to use it in celebration, express yourself, and to express happiness and joy, and you can feel all of these things at a festival. I really hope these tips help you and motivate you and inspire you to get out there and dance. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let's be friends, let's connect, let's vibe out, and I will see you guys in the next video. Love you guys.